Hello everyone, welcome to this session. Our chapter is coordination and we're still discussing about the coordination, and so far in our previous video we discussed the coordination in humans. So today let's move on to the coordination in plants, how coordination it occurs in plants. So in this session we'll simply see the introduction to the coordination in plants. Uh, Both plants and animals react or simply they respond to various stimuli around them. These various stimuli are just various physical conditions that these both plants and animals they can detect, for example, light and water. So these are just examples of the stimuli that both these plants and animals they can react. Now, but the method of reacting to these various stimuli is not similar in plants and animals, meaning that plants they react to these stimulus different compared also to the animals also who which they also react to these stimulus differently. So they react to stimuli in different ways. For example, plants they bend towards light, but animals they do not bend towards light. So that's the first example of the difference how both plants and animals they react differently to various stimuli. The animal amoeba reacts to the presence of food by moving towards the food particles. That's the example. The plants do not have the sensors, the nervous system and the sense organs like eyes, ears, or nose, etc., like the animals, but they can still sense things. So specifically, we're talking about the plants. They sense things differently compared to the animals. Animals which they have various sense organs like these eyes, ears, nose, etc. And specifically, when we're talking about the nervous system of the animals, is very different to that of plants. Now, the plants they can sense the presence of stimuli like light, gravity, chemicals, water, and touch, etc., and respond to them. So these are just various of the stimuli which the plants they can sense the presence of them. The light, gravity, chemicals, water, touch, etc. So they sense them and they respond towards them. They sense these stimuli by using hormones in them. So plants they have these various hormones which help them to sense these various stimuli. The stimuli like light, gravity, chemicals, water, and touch, etc., are called the environmental changes. So these stimuli are the ones that are found within the surroundings, and that's why they're called the environmental changes, and are the ones that the plants they can detect or they can sense. So we can also say that the plants coordinate their behavior against the environmental changes by using the hormones. So as we've seen, those stimuli yes, the environmental changes. So basically, the plants coordinate their behaviors using their hormones against these various environmental changes. So that's coordination in plants. That's what is all about. The hormones in plants they do not act the same way as in animals. So basically, animals they have these hormones, and also plants they have, but they act very different from one another. As we've seen, they have very different nervous systems also. So the hormones in plants they connect their behavior by affecting the growth of the plant. So that's what the hormones in plants do. They affect the growth of the plant compared to the hormones in animals, which act differently compared to these of the plants. And the effect on the growth of the plants can result in the movement of the part of the plant, like maybe a shoot, stem, or root, etc., towards a certain stimulus or just away from certain stimulus. So, when you're talking about the effect on these hormones they have on the plants that they affect the growth of the plant. Now, the growth of the plant can either be part of the plant, like the shoot, root, etc. Now, growth of these parts it just enables the plant to react towards or just away from various stimulus. So that's all I have for this session. You've seen the simple introduction to the coordination in plants. So later on we'll move on to the discussing further about this topic, coordination in plants. So that's clear for this time. Thank you.